statement then, it is undated. Would you like us to attach a date to it? Or let me just say, is this the statement, that supplementary statement that you filed? First things first. And now you can satisfy yourself that that is the statement you filed. You are welcome to page through it.
You won't include the attachment on the attachment will be separate.
No, read, it's a statement read with the attachments, because as I read the statement, it references the 5 annexures. So I just want you to confirm that, look at the statement and confirm whether this is the supplementary statement you say you filed.
It ends at paragraph 12, Commissioner, page 6.
Yes, it's good.
I do not have.
Okay, yes. No, thank you, Commissioner. That's right.
So you confirm that is the statement?
Yes.
I see at page 6, in fact at page 1, it just says supplementary statement to Madanga Commission. The last page, page 6, is undated and it's unsigned. Is that correct?
Are you saying the page 1?
Page
or
1
or the whole statement?
of the whole statement just has a heading supplementary statement to the Madanga Commission.
Yes, it's unsigned.
And the last page is unsigned and is undated, doesn't have a name. Page 6.
You are correct.
Yeah. So on its face, it doesn't tell us that this is your supplementary statement. Am I correct?
Yes, but I place it on record that it is my statement.
And that is the part that I want us to turn to then. So for the record, we confirm this is your supplementary statement. Secondly, are you happy to sign this statement as yours? We can attend to that during the tea break.
Please, I wanted to say that.
Yes.
Because last time I signed it here, not on a tea break, you see. And I've
Then we
identified
will
some
do
things,
that
yes,
for the
please.
record. And what date would you, do we attach today's date? What date would you prefer be attached to the statement?
Because he'll be signing today, I
It will
think
be
we should
today. Okay.
use
Then we
today's
will
date.
date it the, 14th of April.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.
So now that we
And besides just the signature, please write your name in full and then sign above the full name.
On the last page.
Yes.
thank you, Chair.
You want, oh, no, it's fine, Commissioner. If you say I'm not initially, but it's the last page. Thank you,
You
Commissioner.
may actually do that, initial each page. At least it's 6 pages only, so, yeah.
We'll attend to that during the tea break. Yes. We shall do so. So, Mr. Mkhwanazi, and then you did cast your eye on the annexures. You confirmed these are the annexures you intend to introduce to your testimony, correct?
May I ask something? Yes, on this one is correct. As I've said before that, last time I signed, and I feel that justice was not done on me, commissioners, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. You see, I submitted, then in terms of looking, in terms of the wording, each and every, I didn't have that opportunity. You see, at least now we are giving an opportunity to sit on a tea break. It was presented, I had to say yes, confirm it is. Before supplementary, me and the attorney made an amended statement, is it? Because I wanted to raise that with the commission. If the commissioner say no, it's out, it's out. But we have also submitted it too.
May I just raise this? I'm looking at page 6, and there's a different color font. I don't know whether that's deliberately a different color font or whether it's tracked changes. I can't tell. Maybe it's a different color font, because if it was tracked changes, there would be those vertical lines on the left margin. So Why a different color font?
Commissioner, I'm not.
Some words, of course, not the entire page.
Yes.
Some words, phrases, etc.
Yes, I'm not the computer fund. I tapped it by myself.
Yes.
You see. Then I will have to check when I'm reading it. before I
Is
sign.
your version also like mine? For example, right at the top with alleged registration and make, that's an orangish color font, and then open brackets, sexual harassment, annexure, also same color font, and a few other examples. So here, there, and there.
You are correct.
Yeah.
You
If
are
you say
correct,
you
Commissioner.
typed it yourself, are you able to explain why you would have moved to orange?
I think when I was correcting some, that's why I'm saying during the tea break, I will check that.
Okay.
Yes, because I had to type and recheck, and because I had to make sure that I meet the due date.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I don't know if I understood you correctly. When we finalized the issue of signing this statement, which we said we shall do during the tea break, you sounded like you were raising a complaint, and then you reference yet another statement. Would you like to clarify what? Because we want to make sure what it is we have on record and what is not on record. I will not try and summarize what you said, lest I misunderstood you. So I'm giving you an opportunity to please.
I couldn't hear that.
I say I want to give you an opportunity to cover the issues you raised after we agreed that we shall be signing this statement during the tea break, and then you made statements that to me sounded like a complaint, and you referenced yet a third statement. So for purposes of clarity, I would like you to go over that again.
Before you explain, Commissioner, throughout the morning I've been noticing that you are straining your ears, leaning forward, as if you have difficulty hearing what's being said. And I did not notice that when you were here previously. I don't know, are there problems with the sound? Or is there something with you today, Commissioner?
I think I'm aging, Commissioner. I'm losing everything. Even the sight, I can't, but at least when I'm wearing, I can read. Because the most important thing is to read.
I'll ask our technical people to just check the sound and try to establish what the issue is over the tea break, of course.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
so that
Commissioner.
you don't have to strain yourself. I would like for you to hear us properly.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Now, can you give the explanation that Ms. Sillo asked for? I hope you still remember what.
Thank you, Chair.
The matter raised before the statement.
No,
No?
I just didn't want any concerns you may have to go unaddressed. So you had said something and placed them on record, but I wasn't sure exactly what your complaint is, and I didn't want to summarize lest I got it wrong. So I'm giving you an opportunity to please state succinctly what your issue is with statements previously provided. And as I said, you reference yet a third statement, and if you could just explain what that is.
No, we submitted, remember during the time of consultation, my attorney submitted, my then attorney submitted and amended, you see, because I felt that some of the words that were used, they were not representing me correctly. And I didn't have enough time, that time, to read each and every sentence, each and every thing. You see, I wanted to know, do we receive it and are we accepting it, or we are saying we took an oath on the first one, we stick to the first one. It's not a complaint per se, but it's a content that I'm raising. And again, are we sticking to this one and the first one? That one you must forget. If the commission says so, it's fine with me, but I wanted to raise that. It is not a complaint, but I was raising that. So I'm not a legal fundi. I'm representing myself today. I must be clear so that I don't say the commission is unfair to me.
No, fair enough. Perhaps if I can address that. You would have next to you what we call the witness statement and annexure bundles that you submitted during your first appearance. Yes. If we could just assist Mr. Mkhwanazi to find those. And that is the statement and annexures we worked off where, during your first appearance, first and last appearance.
Ms. Silo, maybe while they are still assisting.
Yes, yes, Commissioner.
I think what Commissioner Mkhwanazi is referring to is a corrected version of his original statement.
I'll get-
We have a file here with a statement that is 39 pages long. And because this statement is clean, I know that it's not the one we worked off previously, because that one would have had my handwritten notes. So what he wants to know is whether the commission accepts this statement.
I aim to get specifically to that, and in order to do so, I must take it a step at a time, otherwise we are all going to lose track as to what we mean when we reference Commissioner Mkhwanazi's statement. So I have to take it from the beginning, which is on his first appearance. So those are the files that we had and were submitted into record, being your statement and your annexures. And they would go to, I think, annexure JD 15. Do you confirm that, Mr. Mkhwanazi?
Sorry. I was noting what you're saying.
I'm back to your first appearance. You had a statement with annexures. That is your statement that is now on record, correct? Together with its 15 annexures.
Are you saying this is one of the bundles?
I'm saying when you first appeared, you had a statement and 2 files of annexures.
Yes.
Yes. Now, that statement has got 15 annexures marked JD1 to JD15. Is that correct?
You are correct.
Okay. So when you last appeared in December of 2025, that is the document and its annexures that we were working from. Correct?
Yes.
There was a discussion during the course of your testimony about the possibility of you supplementing your statement, and after your appearance, you were reminded of a right to supplement, and we said whether on invitation by the commission or not, if you want to supplement, you're at liberty to. You recall that conversation with you?
Yes.
Okay. And you then sought to supplement, and you filed with the commission's attorneys a statement you called an amended statement, which you said was a supplementary, with 61 annexures. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't say it's a supplementary.
You say it's an amended?
Yes.
Yes. So you sought to amend the statement that we had worked off in December already. Correct? It has to be correct.
Are you saying I?
You wanted to change the statement that we had worked off in December, the one with 15 annexures.
I amended it, yes.
You amended it. Yes. And now in that amended, you actually, the amended Julius Mkhwanazi statement now had 61 annexures. The file is being handed over to you. That's what you.
Yes. I remember it because out of the engagement that we had on the days of consultation. That's what we had, yes.
And in our engagements with you and your attorney and during the consultation, we realized that you numbered the annexures JD1 to JD61, but effectively the bulk of them were a rearrangement and renumbering of annexures that are already on record as JD1 to JD15. And we said, you can't do that, it's going to cause confusion. Okay? Because there is a risk that one document may end up with 2 annexure numbers, either JD3 from the December 25 session And by April 2026, JD3 now is also JD59. And we can't have that situation because it makes it impossible to read the material. Do you remember that conversation?
Yes.
And we suggested that to the extent that there are new annexures that you want to add, please prepare a supplementary statement, a separate supplementary statement, raising the issues you want to raise and attaching the new annexures.
Yes, but my concern is not about only the attachment or annexures. Or let me say I use annexures, use attachment. It's about the wording too. You see, may I raise it, Commissioner?
Yeah.
I felt that when the other witnesses were raising issues, you see, it was not in their statement, I read their statements. It was not alleged. It was said, he has done that, he has done that. But on mine, when it came from you as the commission, or when the person was typing or correcting it, it's now everything that I'm saying, it's allegedly. Even though we've got case numbers, even though in some of the things we've got evidence, but it is twisted as alleged. That's my real concern. That's why I've said the wording. I didn't talk about the attachment, you see. That I felt that the wording doesn't represent me. It represents the commission, not me. That means I'm saying, yes, I was given a few seconds or few minutes, commissioners, I was not even, this time you referred to me, say, on a break time, it's 6 pages, you see. But that time it was a thick document.
The allege that you seem to be complaining about, was it in your original statement? Or?
Yes, commissioners. Okay. Yes, it's not a complaint per se, commissioners. I'm saying, can you look at that, you see, so that I'll be happy.
It's either a complaint or a concern. I'm not even sure myself what the difference is.
Yes.
But surely it must be somewhere there.
Commissioner.
Yes, Mr. Law. I know, I just wanted to get an idea of where the allege that the commissioner is referred to is said to have been. Where exactly was it?
Yes, and I think I was grappling with the actual concern. That's what I'm trying to wrap my mind around, but that's a mental exercise I'll undertake on my own. At some point I'll understand. But thank you for that. Commissioner Mkhwanazi.
Mr. Law, can I ask a question? Is there any difference in substance between what Commissioner Mkhwanazi wants us to accept as the amended/revised statement and the original statement? In substance, so the words he says, yes, that's what I wanted to say, but I prefer to use a different word and not that one. But the substance of what we are dealing with, is it different? Is he saying something different to what was in the original statement? Because my view is if he doesn't, then we should consider this as part of his evidence, unless you say he's changing his evidence, therefore we should not accept it.
No, Chair, sorry, Commissioner Khumalo. The issue we took with Mr. Mkhwanazi is the duplication of annexures.
Let's ignore the annexures for
All
now.
right.
Just the
Now,
39-page statement. Ignore the annex. In other words, what I propose to do is to read the original statement together with this one, so that where I refer to annexures, I will have the original statement in front of me so that I know which annexure applies to which paragraph.
I think, if memory serves me well, the only issue of substance was an introduction of about a 4-page issue, I'm trying to identify here, which I take it is now addressed in the latest supplementary. Otherwise, there is not much difference in substance.
So if we were in court, I would ask you if you are prejudiced, if we accept this as part of his evidence. So we read both the original and the revised together. To the extent that we need to look at an annexure, we'll obviously look at the original, because the original is what tells us where each annexure is. We don't want to look at the supplementary for that purpose, because it will cause the very confusion that you say will be caused.
The difficulty, Commissioner, is that you won't know which annexure. When Mr. Mkhwanazi prepared the annexures, a single annexure could potentially run into about 20 pages, and it's a multiplicity of documents. And now he wants to split up the documents and give them a different annexure number.
That's what I say we don't
Now,
want to do. So
yes.
for the purposes of looking at the annexures, I would look at, say, paragraph 29 of the revised statement, and I would try to locate that paragraph in the original statement. And when I find it, I will read it with the annexure that was originally part of the original statement. That way, I'm not looking at the same annexure twice, and it avoids the very difficulty that you say will arise if I were to look at annexures as if I'm reading them together with the revised statement for the first time.
I perhaps understand, except that it will only make sense for ourselves here as we work through the documents and the reader of the transcript in due course, if you take that statement as a narrative. So to follow the narrative that he wants, and you ignore every reference to an annexure. Because the moment you go into the annexure, then you are going to run into difficulties. Because what is now annexure JD 13, in that amended statement, you have a JD 13 already that in the, take out references to annexure numbers and put page numbers of the annexure the annexure file itself. So if it is part of JD 13 and it is from page, the particular document you want is 600 to 620, just say pages 600 to 620, then we can locate. That was the discussion, the basis on which we parted. Now, before I fully respond to your question and your suggestion, Commissioner Khumalo, he then filed, and that is the basis on which we parted last time. Then he files this document that is before us that we now call a supplementary statement, the one that we say he's going to sign during the tea break. So now we have three. We have the original December statement. We have this one that I would
amended,
say,
the
amended
statement,
as he has termed it, and then we have this supplementary today. I'm in your hands how we navigate them, but our previous attempt to incorporate that amended statement into what is quote unquote his testimony, with the annexures as he referenced them, it gave us a headache, but perhaps we are slow thinking. So if the commissioners want to accept that statement, we can accept it as an amended statement, but I would urge you not to follow the annexures, because this supplementary statement that we are signing now at T has reverted to the numbering of the first. That is why he starts with JD 16, Roman 1. The last one was JD 15. So where all that lends us, I don't know. But I'm in your hands.
I think you and I are on the same page,
Okay.
Because my proposal is that we don't discard the original statement, because to locate the annexures, we need the original statement, because our transcript will reflect annexure pages and the evidence relating to those annexures based on the original. Now, there would be no transcript that deals with annexures as they appear in the amended or revised. And there would be no evidence on the revised annexures. All he's asking for, as I understand, is that this 39-page statement, because it corrects the wording, and that's all it does. That's why my first question was, in substance, does it change anything? So if we look at paragraph 28, for example, 29, which says the email trail attached is JD so-and-so, I would look for that paragraph in the original statement, and I would read it together. And for the purposes of locating the annexure, I would look at the original statement, because otherwise my transcript won't make sense. And that's the only way really around it. We take the statement as is without the annexures. And then for the purposes of locating annexures, we still use the original statement.
And that is part of the challenge, Commissioner Khumalo, because now this phrase you just read, the emails is JD whatever. If you go to the original statement, you won't find that statement. So you will not be able to locate that annexure that is part of the challenge. My, perhaps
Commissioners,
via media, might
Just
be...
just a minute, you'll get an opportunity.
We accept the amended statement. As I say, substantively, it's not much different from the original. It does have an addition on a specific topic, which I said is quite entitled to either file a separate statement on or testify to in oral testimony, but whichever. But then, the annexures to that amended statement don't make it into the record because that's where the problem arises. The annexure file and annexure references are for reference purposes only. But when we talk of Mr. Mkhwanazi's annexures, we are talking about 18 annexures, not 61 as the amended statement intends to. He will indicate whether if we approach it that way, he then loses or the opportunity to place before the commission some or other annexures. That's the best I can come up with, commissioners, and as a solution.
Yes, you wanted, thank you, Ms. Sillo.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Commissioner Mkhwanazi, you wanted to say something.
Commissioners, I don't want to feel discriminated or prejudiced. You see, why I'm saying this, on the last testimonies, on the second day, the commissioner, the chair, made the comments, and I said, but chair, there's a document talk to that. And the chair asked in this commission, which document is that? You see, that's when the evidence leader came in and said, Commissioner Mkhwanazi's documents are still being sorted. It was the second day, and I felt that I'm being prejudiced because I've attached, I may not articulate in terms of your legal language and everything, but I feel that I've got a defense because I've got documents that talks to that, and I feel that all those documents must be. Because to be honest, I agree with...
Before you go on, just a quick question. The documents that you say you have, in which I understand are documents attached to the amended statement, do those documents differ from the documents that we already have and the additional ones that you have, or rather that you've attached to the 6-page statement? Are there any additional documents? Because my understanding of what Ms. Sillo is saying is that the documents are not different, but that you've split up some. The result or the upshot of which is that you have more attachments than we have in the original documents and the additional documents to your 6-page statement. But otherwise, additional numbering rather, but the documents are the same, as I understand, Ms. Sillo. So that resulting, as I say, from you having split up some of the annexures. Do you accept that that is so?
I accept, but if the chair may recall that when you are already here, you can't confirm documents. You see, you must answer, and it will take the whole day to sit in. But we submitted all our documents. If I'm assured that all the documents are there, and as Commissioner Khumalo have said that, if sometimes you feel that you need to revenge check, that is talking to what I'm saying, I'll be happy.
I just wanted to be sure of the factual issue. Are the documents the same? But what explains your 60 or 61?
61, Chair.
What explains your 61 is the fact that you've split up some of the attachments or annexures.
No, I take that.
I understood you to be saying that is indeed the position.
Oh, yes, I take that, Commissioner.
All right, thank you. I came in, you were still explaining. I just wanted to understand the attachments. Please continue if you've not...
No, you have just summarized it.
You
have just summarized it.
All right,
I don't want to delay the commission.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Silo, can I,
Yes, Commissioner.
I'm looking at the two statements and the 39 page and the original statement. So it's the revised amended statement and the original statement.
Yes.
And looking randomly at a paragraph, and in this case, I'm looking at paragraphs 29 of the original statement, and